Here we go.
I'm Ron with Living Off Grid McGarvey Style, and I'm a homestead homie, and you are watching Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Have a great day.
What's up, homestead homies? It's Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. I'm Doug.
And I'm Stacy.
And today is the long-awaited garden tour.
Garden.
We're going to take you guys on a little tour through our organic food forest garden. And just so in case you're new to our channel and you haven't checked us out before, we believe in redundancies here. So we're actually using raised beds, and we're actually using back to Eden garden type style wood chips and layers and mulches and compost and all that.
Like the first half year of that.
Yeah, so last year, if you're new to our channel, we had an epic failure with our raised beds that you see right behind us. Obviously, they're doing really good now. We had got the compost. It was OMRI, is that what it is? OMRI,
yeah.
OMRI certified. But when it got here, it was either too hot or something was going on with it. So our videos, we show you the good and the bad and everything. You know, we just throw it out there for you guys to maybe learn from and take notes and see what's going on with your garden. So we got the boxes figured out. And
we amended over the winter time, we went ahead and amended them with lots of compost and all that, and they're rocking.
They're doing great, and we're going to show you guys the abundance that they're producing. Now, on the Back to Eden side, I got this whole thing going this year, and I was running a little bit late. We got the wood chips in. Here's an interesting, fun story about the wood chips, linked right there. And you know, we got everything going, then we started doing our plantings. We transplanted some blackberries. We've done some things, and everything just kind of really slowed down and started turning that crazy yellow, and a lot of that might...
Wood chips are sucking everything out. I mean, we did everything we could by, you know, when we started it, putting the blood meal in, fish emulsion, and I've been trying to do everything, you know, possible with the compost teas and, you know, and every month doing what I need to help, you know, put back that nitrogen. But the wood chips, it's just too much this year because we're going to really work hard this fall and winter.
Yeah, we'll have it in shape for next year.
It'll be rocking, well, it'll be 100% probably the third year. So.
Some people could put in a Back to Eden garden maybe and have great success right off the bat, and some people don't, and we just happen to be one of those people that don't. We're going to show you guys what's going on and the stunted growth and stuff like that. But we did put in like some blackberries. Earlier. We put in some blueberries. We put in some elderberries. And all those seem to be doing really good. Where we're having problem is, and we've even taken straight chicken manure right out of the house, full of nitrogen out of their chicken house, put it right on the corn. That's a very nitrogen. It really likes a lot of nitrogen, so you're not really going to hurt it. So we've been working on it, and then I've been trying to get everything together, but we don't want to prolong the tour anymore. So we're just going to show you guys, and then later on I'm going to finish tightening up my few little loose ends that I have, and then it's off to the outdoor kitchen and the shower. We looked at all your guys' suggestions in this video right here about how to set up the outdoor kitchen, and a lot of you guys liked number 3, and we really liked number 3 too. But then somebody put up a number 4. And so we really like the number 4, like a couple things of number 4. So I think we're going to try to combine number 3 and number 4 and put it together. And then we'll do a whole nother thing about the outdoor kitchen later on in some more videos. But today we just want to walk you through the garden. So let's just quit jibber jabbing and take you guys inside and see what we got.
All right, so I love peppers here. I have every single variety of pepper you can imagine. They're just loaded in all the boxes. So I have different types of peppers from, you know, the purple and the chocolate peppers. I have cayenne peppers, habanero, I mean, all kinds of peppers. They're just all throughout. And then here I have some wonderful heirloom tomatoes. And here's is my wonderful one called the Black Beauty. I got it from Baker Creek, and it has been doing phenomenal. I did a few of these, and they have just been growing just marvelously. And then over here I have my crookneck squash, yellow crookneck squash. And then if we kind of meander on over here, I have the sweet potato beds, and we'll link that above. I had we had done the sweet potato slips that we had put in the jar and gotten ready, and a lot of you guys did, I know, and I think I did about 25, 26, 27 or so slips I put in this bed. So I'm interested to see how they turned out. And then if you just kind of look over here, because we do, oh, and let me show you, flour. we have some flowers. Here's one. I got my first flower. I just noticed that this morning. Isn't it beautiful? And you know everything about these sweet potatoes. You can eat these leaves. They're really, really good. I have to do a video on that soon. And then I'm going to show you, we do believe in, you know, lots of options. I like to believe in insurance when it comes to the garden. So I planted extra in our mulch beds, and then I've planted a bunch of squashes and melons and stuff, and I have little pots all over periodically that I had kind of put places, and then I put them in the beds also. And then over here we have our potato bin that we did. We did a video on that. I know a lot of you guys did that, so it looks like somebody got in there and was laying in the potatoes. And then over here, I think I went ahead and I planted some squash or watermelon. I'm not sure. And here's our greenhouse. And then over here, right now I'm kind of have taken some stuff out and I'm replanting some other things in here. But this is this plant that just, I had these gourds years ago and you can't get rid of them. And they're just decorative gourds, so I have a lot of these gourds. So that just grew there, it's going crazy. And then I have a lot of kale and I'm replanting a bunch of stuff in here. And then there's some more peppers, I got herbs. And over here, I've used a lot of this. I'm replanting. I have a lot of arugula in here. I've been cutting it all out. And I'm replanting here, so this needs a little bit more work. And then, all I want to show you, look over here, and I have it growing all over. Look right here. See this right here? That's called purslane, and I have a whole bunch bigger beds of it over here that I want to show you. But purslane, people think of it as a noxious weed. It is so good for you, and it is wonderful. It's very succulent, and it's great in salads. Okay, so here I had taken a lot of my radishes out. I have a lot of beets that I still need to harvest. I need to weed. Doesn't look very great, but and then I have some Swiss chard and some more kale, and there's herbs in there, and then I have some more tomatoes. And then here I have some cilantro that I'm getting ready to harvest the seeds on. And then if you come on over here, I have tons of peppers, lots of different peppers in here that are getting ready. Like I got some of my banana peppers that are ready to go. And then I have lots of these yummy little tomatoes. We're getting lots of these right now, so those are like little grape tomatoes. And then here I want to show you, I have a variety of lime basil. And I had never had this before. It is so wonderful. It has a wonderful taste of lime, and I never grew this before, and I really do like this, and it's growing very well. And I have it next to the purple basil. So these two are going wonderful. And then this is what I wanted to show you. Here's my purslane. You can order this by seed. A lot of times you can find it just growing, you know, in the rocks or, you know, in the driveway somewhere. But this is so good for you, and I love it, and I put this in my salads a lot. And then I put, like I was talking about redundancy, I went ahead and planted, because I wasn't sure about the mulch garden, so I've replanted like some cucumbers in here, some beans that I've put throughout. I have herbs, chives. And then over here, I got some more tomatoes. I stuck them in the mint bed. I was just trying a bunch of different things, and they seem to be growing pretty good. And the mint's kind of went crazy lately. And I stuck some cucumbers in here, just to be safe, because some of my cucumbers weren't doing as well in the mulch bed. And then over here, I got more tomatoes, more peppers, some squashes and cucumbers that I just kind of stuck in here because I wasn't sure what was going on in the mulch beds. And then this guy here, now here's a little, this guy looks like it needs some magnesium, so I'm gonna have to put some salts on this guy. But then I have some more cucumbers in there. And then let's go over here. Here's a lot of my Swiss chard. And I have some calendula flowers in here, and in all of them I have oregano, and I got herbs in all the beds, just kind of stuff in there all over. And then I just take a couple beets. And then let's come on over here, and then I'll show you. I just had stuck a bunch of these pots around. Putting some melons in here, some watermelons, and some other different squashes. But as you can see, let's come on over here to the mulch bed.
Okay, so she showed you all the good stuff in the raised beds. I'm going to show you all the bad stuff in the Back to Eden garden. So you hear mixed reviews about Back to Eden gardens that, you know, that the chips do not rob the nitrogen in the soil. And then you hear some people that say the chips do rob nitrogen in the soil. So we got kind of a late start this year, if you guys have been following along. And I'll leave that video right there, a fun video on how we got our wood chips. But we have them all down, and they were aged a little bit too. They'd been sitting around for 6 months, maybe almost a year. And we got them put on the garden, okay? And then we got kind of a late start putting our plantings in. And, you know, we've been trying to fix the nitrogen and stuff, but it hasn't been working. So just like last year when we had a fail with the raised beds, and this year they're doing great. We'll get this ironed out, and then next year, or maybe this fall, we'll even have a little better success. Now we do have some elderberry plants that we planted that are doing fine. They've actually grown since we put them in here. They're not doing too bad at all. We also have put in some blueberry plants, and we also have put in transplanted some blackberries, and all those berry type plants have been doing very well. Where we're having problems is like the corn, the sweet corn, and some of the peas and stuff like that. So I'm going to take you guys around right now, just show you some of the plants and how it's going, and just kind of sharing the successes with the failures. So, you know, I know you guys watch a lot of gardening channels, and, you know, we just don't want you guys to get the idea that, like, you just go out and everything's peachy keen, and, you know, it's like you plant and everything's fruitful, and, you know, there's a lot of work that's involved, and until you can get an established type system, you know, there's going to be a lot of trials and errors. So, you know, there's not any one way of gardening that is perfect for everybody. So that's why what we like to do here is we're trying several different methods, and then we work through those, through the successes and the failures, and then we find what works for us, then we stick with it, and then we build upon that every year. Now I'm pretty confident that the Back to Eden style garden method is going to work fine for us. We have great soil underneath the wood chips, so we didn't start off with bad soil. And also our raised beds are doing really good too. So both of those methods work really well for us. And again, I'm pretty confident that this wood chip stuff's going to turn around after we do some more amending and let it kind of mellow out for this year. Also, Stacy loves the raised beds and the success that they're having, and she just likes working out of them too, a lot better than actually even the Back to Eden garden. So I'm going to take you guys around right now, and I just wanted to plant that oh, did you see what I did there? Just wanted to plant that thought in your head about you know, successes and failures. You know, you're gonna try things and they're gonna win or they're gonna fail. We did when we first started, I'll leave that video right here, we actually did row planting and normal gardening. We used a team of Belgians to plow up the land. We disced it, we harrowed it, we put in the rows, we weeded the rows. It was a 10,000 square foot garden. So that's how we started off, and now as we're getting older, we're trying to move everything to age, you know, aging in place, right? So we want to put in systems that are going to be low maintenance. I rocked in, and that's probably the landscape guy in me, but I rocked in all the area around the raised beds and all around the greenhouse. So there's no maintenance, there's no weeds or anything else. And if we want to add boxes, all we do is pull back the rocks in that area, cut through the fabric, or even leave the fabric down, it really doesn't matter, and then put in a raised bed, fill it full of compost, and then we're off to the races. This area over here, we might have to replace this mulch every once in a while, maybe once every couple of years, add a layer to it or something, and we can pretty much do that. It's going to be not as labor intensive as the ways that we started out. So we'll go look around this little bit of area right here. I'll show you guys what's going on, and then we'll wrap up this video. So we did put in some blueberry plants. They're doing pretty well. We've already harvested some blueberries off of them. We got some of the plants, I think, at Baker Creek, and then we got some actually at like a big box store. They were blowing them out super cheap. So they're all doing pretty good. Like I said, we've already harvested some berries off of them, and so that's been pretty good. Now the blackberries that we replanted, there's one there, there's one there. We also harvest dandelions in here, so we don't have any problem with them growing because we use those. You might have saw that video. I'll leave it right here about using dandelions. So our blackberries are producing. I had to cut these back a lot. These are the transplants that we moved over. And then we've had one of our homestead homies brought up some thornless blackberries, and so we have those in, and these are the thorn variety. So those are all doing really good. I need to get them propped up. Right now I'm just kind of using these wires, but I'm actually going to, oh good, I'm actually going to maybe switch that back over to cattle panels. And as you can see here, you know, everything's kind of, you know, this high yellow color here, especially on the sweet corn, is usually an indication of nitrogen problems. We've tried fish emulsion. We've tried several different things. We put the fresh chicken manure right on the corn, watered it in really good, and still have had problems with it. So at this point, we're basically not going to waste any more water on trying to keep anything alive here. It's either going to make it or it's not. So it'll be survival of the fittest. We actually have a watermelon kind of plant going right here, and with the little dinky watermelon on it. So it's just like one of those things. One of the other things you'll notice too is everything's kind of sparsely planted, right? So next year it'll be a lot more of intensely planted back to Eden garden method. It'll be a lot more abundant and a lot fuller. Basically, like I said, we got a late start, so we just kind of put some stuff in here, and we're just trying to see how it goes. Here's our peas and beans up against the trellis here. Some of them kind of started taking off and some of them didn't. We've been nursing these along, so it's just been a really you know, hit and miss kind of a thing. As you can see, those are stunted. That one there even kind of stressed out, so it's not really going to do that well. Tomato plants are doing pretty good, but over here you can see there's a big difference between tomato plants here and the tomato plants in the raised beds, right? So we'll get this all ironed out. There's some stuff from American Homestead, and you know, it's just how it is. There's a good tour of the Back to Eden garden area style area. Well, that's the tour of the Back to Eden garden and the raised bed garden.
Yeah, we're still eating, so that's good.
Yeah, we are eating out of there. We got our salads and everything.
That is the best thing about having a garden for summertime, because I don't have to buy all the greens at the store.
Yeah. So like I said, she really enjoys the raised bed garden. We'll get the Back to Eden garden dialed in. Stay tuned so you can see how all that transforms.
But I can totally see it's going to work out great, because all you got to do, and I can see certain areas where maybe a seed has fallen and it started to grow, and that's where we're going to be once we go ahead and fertilize it and really amend it over the winter and the fall.
So if you're new to gardening out there, just stick with it. You know, you can get frustrated. You can think you have a brown thumb. You know, you can kick the cans and look at other videos on YouTube and go, why doesn't my garden look like that? Just stick with it. It takes some time. Remember, last year in this video, all of our raised beds were terrible, and this year they are producing like crazy. So just be patient and get it dialed in, and then once you have it down, you know, just adding some amendments, adding some compost, those kind of things will keep everything vibrant and alive, and then you'll have food production like nobody's business. And I always say I like to do, like, have insurance. You know, maybe do something in a pot, maybe do something, you know, somewhere in your yard somewhere, just to, you know, just to try things and see what works, because there's certain areas in the yard that work better than others too. That's it. It's trial and error, and when there's error, don't get all freaked out and don't quit. Always stick with it. Be flexible. That's it. Flexibility is very important when it comes to life and homesteading. That's right. So don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're going to see you guys in Oregon in a couple weeks. Make sure you check the links down below if you want to hook up with us. We have a lot of other meetups going on. And oh, don't forget, if you didn't watch the live show that we put up, I'll leave that link right here. You can register to win a free sun oven and everything. I know a lot of people are excited. I know they are. We had a lot of people watch the live show. It was like 500 people and 2,000 people in and out. So I know there's a big fired up sense of get me a sun oven on there. And if you don't want to enter the contest, if you just want to get one as part of your preps, all the things we always recommend, or things we stand behind, or things we talk about, are in the description box below. There's a word right there that says show more. You hit that show more tab, it'll open it up, and then you can look at all the things that we recommend and use our links to purchase them. In most cases, it'll actually save you money.
All right, the cicada says he wants to try to win one too. Do you hear him?
Yeah, I do hear him. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you later. Hey guys, thanks for watching our video. You might want to check out these videos.
And if you want to become a homestead homie, click the picture of us below.
We will see you tomorrow.